Alaskan border before we head into a new country. I will not be filming the border crossing because from past experiences nothing good can come of that. But yeah, excited to bring Helen into a new country, but also hate border crossing, so border crossing there. Country number 25! Alaska, aka the United States of America. So our first stop in Alaska is a very small town. I wouldn't even call it a town.
They called it Chicken.
It's the town of Chicken. And apparently it's called Chicken because that was easier for the miners to spell. Anyway, I can't talk. Yeah, we stopped there to use the toilets, but they were...
It was a gold rush town.
Yes, it was gold rush town. And you can pan for gold there as well, apparently. But we got some fudge, so this looked pretty good when we have fudge. Got some free coffee. And yeah, we're heading to Tok, which I believe is the next place we will get signal, which is about 2 hours away almost. Yeah. So, we haven't been getting much in the way of mountain views so far, and when I look at the map I know that they're around us, and it's because it's all foggy. And then we went to the visitor centre in Delta Junction, and he was saying that this is like smoke being caused by the wildfires that are happening in Fairbanks, so where we're headed north. Because of the wind direction, it's just covering all the views. She said the wind's due to change tomorrow, so it might get a bit better, but and so far there's no warning about the air quality up there because that's where we're headed, but yeah, so I mean the wildfires are real common out here, so this is our first experience of them, but I do want to see the mountains. Of all the places that we could have made it to today in Alaska, we are in the North Pole, and yes, you're right, Santa Claus is here. And also look at this, they have candy canes for lights. And
in the middle of summer it's not quite as Christmassy.
It's not quite, but
it's still magical.
And Brad's seen a place saying about North Pole crepe, so we're
North Pole creperie.
So we're gonna check it out. Brad went for something sugary because it's Christmas. I went for savoury veggie. I actually prefer savoury pancakes. Might be controversial. Don't know. Is it good? It's Christmas!
My shorts.
This is the biggest Santa Claus in the world. So there you go. A reindeer here shedding their winter coats. Wow. I don't like to pay to see reindeer now when I've seen them in the wild. I know what they look like roaming free.
These ones are in the off season anyway.
They are, they're shedding.
Yeah, look a bit raggedy.
A bit raggedy. The Brad just said the words, I almost wish we hadn't come, I'm getting the Christmas blues.
Yeah, now I really want it to be Christmas. I love Christmas.
No, you do.
It's like,
we both do.
It gives you that feeling inside, you know, like, I want that now. And I know it's 6 months away.
Oh, I'll give you a taste of what's to come. So we've been driving to make it to the Chena, maybe pronounced that wrong, Hot Springs. And turns out they have a campground here. So we thought, oh, we'll come tonight, we'll camp over, and then we can get into the hot springs tomorrow morning, maybe when it's less busy. The campsite's pretty full at the minute, but apparently you can go in the evening up until 11 o'clock as well. Maybe we'll go tonight.
Go to the hot springs. You're gonna walk into the hot springs?
Yeah.
How is it?
Hot.
There's views though.
So we're leaving the hot springs now, but this is a really cool resort actually. Look at this airplane. But yeah, so we went to the hot springs, but they also have this, which is an all year round ice hotel, which you can get a tour of, can't you?
Yeah, $5 a day.
So like ice sculptures, famous for its appletinis, but we had an appletini last night and it was actually quite good. So lovely. Right now we're on our way to see some doggies. You know, Brad and I love Huskies. Well, we want to visit them in the summer. This is turning into a very Christmas themed summer few days. Yeah, I'm excited to cuddle some dogs. Very excited. Last frontier mushing cove.
Dogs are excited to see us.
But this first dog right here, this is Frog.
Frog. I really like that.
Feel free and give her a pet.
Yay!
Yeah, you're more than welcome to give any of these dogs a pet. They're
Oh,
very
hello.
socially outgoing batch of dogs.
Hi.
She's 3 years old. She hasn't really done much as far as racing. She's done a lot of dog mushing for me, but she's just coming into her prime right now. So
Oh.
and we consider them in their prime from about 3 to 8. So if you're going to do anything big with them, that's kind of what you're targeting.
Okay. Hi.
And this dog is very special. She's my one-eyed wonder.
Oh, look at you.
And this dog, she's 8 years old, and she was from that first litter of puppies that I had years ago. Reynolds is a young fella. He's 3 years old.
3.
He's his sister is Frog right over there. And so when we name these dogs, we like to come up with themes for each and every litter. Yeah, this guy, he's one of my main lead dogs. We ran in the Yukon Quest with Comanche over there.
Okay.
And there's one point on the trail where we were coming into Dawson City, and actually that stretch from Dawson to Circle, it's about 300 miles of Yukon River running. And sometimes it can really get windy out there. And this particular year, it wasn't too cold, which was nice, but it was windy. And it was blowing all the snow around, and to the point where there was virtually no trail. You know, like we had to break trail the whole way. And it got to a point where we were just going so slow and slugging along, and I threw this guy up at lead, and it was like putting a tank up there. He just kind of dug in and yanked the whole team all the way to Dawson.
Wow.
Nice.
He was just such a great dog. He's 7 years old. So yeah, we think about the names of our equipment for a very long time before we actually. It comes down to a democratic vote as to what we call it. And what we came up with, this harness with an X on its back. What do you think we call this harness? I'll give you a chance first. Has an X on the back. It's a harness.
X harness.
Good guess. You're long lines.
Harness?
Harness.
Too much.
Too far.
Too much. We decided we'll call this style of harness the X-back harness. Pretty clever name, right?
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. So what we do is we take the padded parts on both ends, like this, and we kind of slide it right over their head, and we tip the tail back, make sure the X is on the back, head's up here, front legs come down like so, and this piece goes on the chest. Really, really easy to do. Either one of you want to try?
Well, I'm gonna record you doing it. So.
Yeah, here we go.
So don't mess it up.
Like this, yeah, and we're gonna slide Frog's head right through.
Like this?
Yeah. There you go. Gonna work it right over her head. One thing I left out, she's wearing a collar, so you want to work the collar, especially to bring at the bottom all the way through.
Okay.
And then you want that on the chest, and then get the X on the back. Yep. And then start working the legs up through those big loops in the front.
Can I get a lick?
Can I get a lick?
You must have done this a million times. You must know how to do this yourself.
The dog.
Some jump right in.
Do they?
Reynolds sometimes he jumps right in. All it is.
Easy.
Yeah. Good girl.
Hi.
So this right here, this red line, this is the foundation of the team. And it's what they all connect to, and it's ultimately what they all pull on. And because of that, we run a steel cable through the middle. This is a hollow line, steel cable going through the middle. Another reason we run a steel cable through it, sometimes you get, young dogs, less mature dogs, or just a joker. And I think it's funny to go ahead and chew on a line.
Right.
I've done this before, for a while. I've had it happen where a young dog in the back goes, oh, watch this. Boom, your team takes off. So I like to run a steel cable through it. Makes it all just a little bit more rugged. This line right here is a line that we connect a gang of dogs to. Can you guess what we call this line?
Gangland?
Yeah, there you go.
Well done.
Yeah,
5 points for you.
Yeah. This one right here is a line that they tug on. What do you think we call this one?
Tug line.
Got it. Nice. And how about this one? This is the tricky one. Going for the glory. This is one that connects to the neck.
Neck line?
Yeah. Ooh. That was good.
It's a tough one.
Tough one. So they pull on the tug line. Obviously, that's the name. And which pulls on the gang line. The neck line, this line, they don't pull on at all. This is simply there to keep young, less mature dogs going forward. Okay. If you're going along and there's a squirrel in the woods chattering away, you know, young dogs might want to go get it. So the neck lines kind of keep them moving forward. And true story, I was running in the Yukon Quest one time and it started in Fairbanks that year. And we got on the, when you leave town, it drops down onto the Chena River, which is froze over. It's like a highway, frozen highway of the north. And we're going along, and it's a big party for the first 20 miles. Fairbanks loves it, and the Whitehorse side too. We celebrate this race. Yeah. It's a big deal. And when the race starts, there's like bonfires and people barbecuing. It could be 30 below zero and people out there having a good time. And when you're going down the way, people are handing you hot dogs and burgers and whatever. I had a barbecued pulled pork sandwich handed to me one time. It was great. You're full the whole way. There's this one time where there's this little girl. She's standing there with a bag of cookies. And she's standing around the side of the trail. I'm like, oh no. That looks like a bag of dog snacks, you know? And so I'm going along, and I call up my leaders. I'm like, come on, Cheech, get up there. And she pulls the team on by. These necklines were on, keeping all the silly dogs in the back from grabbing that bag of cookies so I could enjoy them. Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's kind of the idea of the necklines. Okay. So then up front here, we've got a couple of positions. We got our lead dogs up front. The leaders, they're not necessarily the bosses or the captains, you know, we call them leaders, but what that means is they're currently leading the team. And most dogs can lead, but some dogs are naturals, like Comanche, you know, that can go out and run a 1,000-mile race and run over Eagle Summit and do all that stuff. Like, that's an incredible dog. What we're looking for a lead dog is a dog that has an extremely hard drive to go forward. They need to be so focused at going forward and desire it so much that they can ignore all the dogs behind them and ignore everything on the side of the trail. They just, like bag of cookies, you know, they need to just run on by and they just need to keep going. That's their main job. They also need to take my directional commands. If we want to go right, I say G. If we want to go left, I say ha. So G and ha. And that's how we steer the team down the trail. So the dogs behind the leaders, we call them swing dogs. And the swing dogs, their job is to assist the leaders in getting the rest of the team around the trail. So they kind of work as a group of 4 to swing the team around the trail, I guess. You know. They also need to have the same very focused forward mentality. They need to understand commands. Dogs in the back, we call them the wheel dogs. Today that's Larry and Willie. And wheel, that's physically the hardest job on the team. When I say go, it's their job to get everything moving forward. But that's they're very important dogs. They put the power to the sled, and they also steer. So the lead dogs, they steer the team. The wheel dogs, they steer the sled. Larry's an expert. He actually is so good at it, he'll go under the gang line, put his shoulder into his neighbor dog and say, get over there, I don't want to hit that tree. So, and then in the middle we have team, and this is kind of like rest position. It's the easiest job in the team. Today we got Ruckus and Kineo running in team, and their job is just follow the dogs in front. It's easy. We might, you know, we use it as a way to rotate dogs around too. Wheel dogs, that's physically the hardest job. So it's good to give them a break every now and then, put them in team. Lead dogs, mentally, that's the hardest job, so give them a little break and put them in team. So what we did was we partnered up with a local animal rescue.
Oh wow!
These pups belong currently to the August Fund, and they specialize in Huskies and dogs from the village that need homes, need fostering. So all of these pups are all Alaskan Husky lineage, and they are all up for adoption. We're trying to find homes for them. So it's a great fit because it takes the burden off the rescue agency. They can and we're helping to raise them, and they get socialized, and people get to meet them. And if somebody wants to adopt one, they can inquire.
So you're hoping that we'll take some?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Take a few.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
If some get out, it's okay.
Okay.
Come on, pup.
Come on.
Come on. There we go.
Alright, I'm just going to fix this. Come to me!
Come.
Nails are a little sharp.
Oh, I don't mind. Hi, guys.
Woo, there's one. Hi, Pepsi.
Hi. Hi, Pepsi. You got very cute eyes. Oh, my Lord. So guys, you might recognize that van. Yes, that is TreadTheGlobe, Marion and Chris.
The guys who inspired us to do this exact trip.
And it's so random, and maybe they'll watch this episode, but we literally drove to the cinema in Fairbanks, drove in, and Brad was like, that's TreadTheGlobe! And yeah, waited for them to come out of their movie, and we caught up and we met, and it was really nice meeting them. They're very cool people. Yeah, and we might actually cross on our travels again. But yeah, we decided to park up next to them like stalkers. So again, if you guys see this, I'm so sorry. But yeah, small world, eh? So we are in Fairbanks, and if you've seen the movie Into the Wild, which is quite a famous movie about, I can't remember the name of the explorer, can you? Chris. Can't remember a second. We'll probably find out inside. But anyway, it's famous for the school bus. He went hiking out into Denali National Park, which it is, into the mountains, and basically, yeah, he found this old school bus that was actually put there as for backcountry campers. But and he lived in it for a while, and then it's a tragic ending because he basically wasn't well prepared, and he ate the wrong berries and ended up killing himself. Anyway, the bus became really famous because it was still there, and people used to hike out to it, and a couple of people actually died trying to get to it to see the bus. So they moved it into a museum, and we are at that museum.
Just a couple of weeks ago as well.
Yeah, so we're gonna go see the bus now. I mean, I was like, online there's a controversy of like, oh, you know, this isn't what Chris would have wanted, you know, now you have to pay to see the thing, blah blah blah, and that's probably true. But yeah, obviously people were dying trying to see it, so maybe this is the safer option. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool. So we're gonna go check out this famous magic bus now. Bit of bad news. We're a bit too late. So
currently in the engineering department undergoing conservation.
Yeah, so it was here in front of the building, but yeah, we literally just missed it because I checked on Instagram not long ago. But it will be here, so you go.
Like preserving it, and then they're going to bring it and make an exhibition in the museum.
So there you go. Yeah. Someone else
in the future, let us know how it is.
Yeah. So yes, our next stop in Fairbanks, we've come to Pioneer Park. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Online it's described as like a free park that goes through, there's different exhibits about Alaska's history. So yeah, I mean it's like 30 degrees outside. We're gonna go check it out. Literally so smoky.
Come to Alaska, they said. Enjoy the views, they said.
There are mountains around us. I've checked them out.
Oh, I'm sure it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure the views are breathtaking.
Not today.
It's hidden. Also, as well, we should probably clarify. These wildfires are completely normal.
Oh yeah.
This is wildfires in Alaska, you know. But it's a normal part of the ecosystem. It happens every year.
So.
And this year it's just like, I mean, they said some years it's when they have lots of rain, they don't really get a lot of them. And this year it's just really dry, so they get a lot of them.
Yeah.
We choose thunderstorms tonight, so there's going to be
lightning strikes at 12.
Yeah, so when it's really dry and the lightning strikes come, that's what causes all the wildfires.
So fun fact.
More fires tomorrow.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's just nature. So it's just timing, and really you can't predict it. So.
Yeah,
It is clearing. There's the faint outline of mountains in the distance. You will not be able to see them because I can barely see them. But this is good news. So you remember we disappointed you all with the news that we couldn't find a bus. Well, turns out there is another one, and this one they think is the one that they used for the actual movie. So this town called Healy, which is basically next to kind of like the last town close to wherever the bus was found. So yeah, so we're gonna go see that then. Same thing. There you go. Magic bus, 35 miles that way. It says over there, this is the one from the movie. In you go.
The actual one from the movie?
Yeah. Wow. Brad and I are the type of people that turn up to a popular tourist destination in the summer with no plan. Yeah, so we've made it to Denali National Park, and it's busy because obviously it's the 4th of July tomorrow. But we're only going to do a short hike and then drive up as far as you can in the park to see if we can get a slight view of Denali. The main like visitor center, like Ellison or whatever it's called, where literally it's like where you can take like the starting point hike to see the mountain, and you can see it from the visitor center. It looks amazing. It's actually shut off due to a landslide, so you can't even go up there, and they said it's going to take a couple of years to build a bridge to fix it. Yeah, we're going to do, I think it's the Horseshoe Trail, and basically this place is it's popular because of the beaver dam, so I'm hoping we get to see some beavers. That's what I'm looking for. The beaver! Oh, it's probably too far away for you to see. This is the work of beavers. And then this is their dam, isn't it?
This is their dam.
Look at that.
This is their logging area. And you can see where they've done it in the past. Like,
That's so cool.
wow.
I'd love to see one doing it. This is the Mountain Vista Trail, because on a really good day you'll get a view of Denali. I'm not
like this, all you get is thunder.
You can see how cloudy it is in the distance there.
Also, right here on our own, it's 9 o'clock at night. We brought our bear spray. There's literally no one else here other than
there's a couple people over there. But it's like, it is kind of ominous because you're like, if a bear just came out. Yeah. Okay, so yes, that was a very last minute trip to Denali, and now we have to find somewhere to park for tonight, and it's currently, what time is it? 9 o'clock!
just gone 9. Hopefully we might be able to catch a view from the other side of the mountain range because the road goes on.
Yeah, so maybe eventually we'll get a view. It'd be nice, but yeah, still a very beautiful drive. So see the rainbow better now. We're gonna go.
It's right there.
We're gonna stop at it and pick up the gold and carry on. We find a spot. You can see the reflection there. It's in a bunch of other people, so it must be okay. But look at this view. It's not a bad park up. Okay, so the plan is we're making our way to Anchorage now. We've left the Denali park. Yeah, and the drive down here is really beautiful. There's a lot to see in and around Anchorage. Lots of glaciers, lots of lakes. Yeah, very excited. There's lots of little towns we're going to go to as well. So yeah, I might leave that video here, and in the next video it's gonna be glacier heaven, I think, and I love a good glacier, so I'm really looking forward to that. But for now, I'll leave you with this beautiful view.